We're continuing with the Math 1111 final exam review, and we're picking up with the section entitled Evaluating Functions. And the first question says, let f of x equal 3x squared minus 5x plus 23 equals g of x equals x minus 3, all divided by 2x plus 1. And then it wants you to determine the function values. And guys, so basically this is a straight out plug and chug. You have to pay attention to whether you should plug into f or whether you should plug into g, and you perform the calculations. So if I'm doing question 1, it asks me to find f at negative 2. So that means I'm going to substitute negative 2 in place of x in function f, so that I would have 3 times negative 2 squared minus 5 times negative 2 plus 23. Then we're going to do the math. You can use your calculator. Just be careful. Make sure you put it in there correctly. We would have 3 times 4. Negative 2 squared is 4. Negative 5 times negative 2 is positive 10 plus 23. 3 times 4 is 12 plus 10 plus 23. 12 plus 10 is 22 plus 23, which gives us a value of 45. So f at negative 2 is 45. Question 2 wants you to find g at negative 2. So we're going to substitute negative 2 into function g. So we'd have negative 2 minus 3 over 2 times negative 2 plus 1. That gives us negative 5 over negative 4 plus 1. So we have negative 5 over negative 4 plus 1 is negative 3. Negative divided by negative is a positive, so we end up with positive 5/3. All right, continuing on, we're using the same two functions, but this time they want us to do f minus g at 0. Okay, remember when you do the subtraction, basically what we're going to do is we're going to substitute 0 into function f. We're going to substitute 0 into function g, and in each case get an answer, and then subtract the two results. So if I substitute 0 into function f, I have 3 times 0 squared minus 5 times 0 plus 23. And then I substitute 0 into function g, I have 0 minus 3 over 2 times 0 plus 1. Not 11, that's a 1. Okay. And then I need to do the calculations. So working from left to right, I'd have 3 times 0 minus 0 plus 23. We'll keep working that piece. So I have 0 minus 0 plus 23. Okay. And that's going to give me 23. I still have the minus sign. And then I'm going to work the other piece, walk it through. So I would have 0 minus 3 is negative 3. 2 times 0 is 0 plus 1. So I have negative 3 over positive 1, which gives me negative 3. So I have 23 minus negative 3, which can be rewritten as 23 plus 3, which gives us 26. Question 4, again using the same two functions f and g, asks us to do the composition of f composed with g at negative 1. Now remember, this is one where you have the sequencing of events, okay, because you are going to substitute -1 into G, get the answer, and then substitute that answer into function f. Okay, so I'm going to start out and I'm going to substitute -1 into G. So I have -1 minus 3 over 2 times -1 plus 1. I'm going to do the math. Okay, so I have -4 over -2 plus 1, which gives me -4 over -1, which will simplify and be 4. So G at -1 is 4. And then I'm going to take that value of 4 and I'm going to substitute it into function f wherever there is an x. So I would have 3 times 4 squared minus 5 times 4 plus 23. Doing the math, I would have 3 times 16, 4 squared is 16, minus 20 plus 23. Continue to do the math. 3 times 16 is 48, minus 20, minus 23. 48 minus 20 is 28. 28 minus 23 is 5. So F composed with G at -1 is 5. Then I have a supplemental question. Remember, the supplemental questions are those that you may not have seen on the review, but you will likely see one similar to that on the final exam. So this particular question says, let f of x equal 5x minus 4x squared, then evaluate f at 3. So obviously they're just asking you to plug 3 into the given function. So f at 3, I would substitute 3 in place of x. So I'm going to have 5 times 3 minus 4 times 3 squared. Okay, doing the math, working left to right. 5 times 3 is 15 minus 4 times 3 squared, which is 9. So I have 15 minus 36, and then 15 minus 36 would be -21. So F at 3 is -21. Another supplemental question, again, something similar to what you might see on the final exam. They give you function f and function g, and you're asked to find f composed with g at 4. Now here again, remember what that means. To do f composed with g at 4 means we're going to substitute 4 into function g, get an answer, and then substitute that answer into function f. Okay, so if I substitute 4 into g, which is the first thing that I need to do, I would have the square root of 5 plus 4. 5 plus 4 is 9, so I have the square root of 9. Square root of 9 is 3. So g at 4 is 3. So then I'm going to take the value of 3 and I'm going to substitute it into function f wherever there is an x. So I would have 1 minus 3 minus 3 squared. Okay, do the math. And again, you can use a calculator. You have 1 minus 3 minus 9. 1 minus 3 is -2 minus 9, and -2 minus 9 is negative 11. Okay, that completes the questions on evaluating functions. So we'll stop there and then pick up with the next topic in the next video.